Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's the life of Jay White. I am a Christian entrepreneur. This is my channel. I take y'all through my journey of branding, faith, self-love, behind the scenes, all that. That's here. I am the proud owner of Jay White and Company Creative Branding Studio Jay White and Company LLC, home of the Creative Branding Studio, and the Life Unveiled podcast. Yes, that's all me. Hey y'all, what's up? Okay. Whew. Okay, so last week we talked about how faith shaped my creative journey. So if you are needing that, look at that. Here you go. Other than that, today's topic is going to be about overcoming overwhelm with God's guidance. And if you know somebody that need that, share the video, comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. Let's get started, MFs. Yeah. Okay. So overcoming overwhelm. So for me, to overcome it, we got to understand it. And it could look like a lot of things. When I get overwhelmed, I tend to paralyze. I get like in this big procrastinator energy, and I just don't want to touch nothing. Like a good example of that is the dishes in my sink in the kitchen. Like I don't have a dishwasher, so like hand washing everything, it'd be rough for me, y'all. I do not be wanting to do it. So that's what it looks like for me. But for other people, it could be like perfectionism, not having like clear thoughts, like not being able to make those clear decisions, and then also like not being able to like have those clear priorities, like not knowing what to do first. And like for me, all of that just leads to procrastination. That's why I just said procrastination is just heavy procrastination energy. I put everything off because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I like don't know what to do, so I'm like, I don't know how to do. Leave it alone. Yeah, so that's what it looks like for me. God's role in it though, like, okay, so whenever I'm in that space, it's important for me to, one, seek out God, but seek out myself too, because like typically when I'm overwhelmed, I'm like looking around me and I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like it's a long laundry list of shit I gotta do, and it's bothering me. And so the best thing for me to do is to pray to God to be like, just to air my shit out, honestly. It's not even about like asking him to take the task off my plate. I mean, even though I be complaining and saying that, like that's not really what I want. It's just, it helps for me to talk to God and vent to him. Because like I grew up on venting, but like, you know, God gave me a safe space to do that in when I was younger. And like now he's showing me that he's my safe space. So like I don't need to talk to nobody. I just need to talk to him whenever I'm going through anything. So that's really his role in overwhelm for me. And some good scriptures for that is come to me all who are weary and I will give you rest. That's Matthew chapter 11 verses 28 through 30. And then also Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 through 6. Trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on all your and lean not on your own understanding, and he will make all your paths straight. So yeah. God's a firm foundation. And when you lean on him, like even though he might not snap his fingers and make the problem go away, because he can, and he'll give you rest and he'll give you a solution in a way. So always like lean on him whenever you're feeling overwhelmed. And like a good way to combat overwhelm practically would be to like prioritize your task list. Like for me, like I said, normally when I get overwhelmed, it's because it's like a long laundry list of shit to do. So like prioritizing that list, breaking it down into SMART goals, and then resting throughout that process is like gonna be major. Now on to setting goals with God's guidance. Now we definitely touched on godly goals before, briefly, but I just want to reiterate, like during the overwhelm process, like having those goals and that intention at the end of it all will help overcome that. And a good reason why you want to do that with God is because God sees the big picture on things. Like, you know, we don't serve a small guy. He's big AF. And like I'm sorry y'all, I'm a little sick and I'm tired, so I'm breezing through this video. But yeah, he sees the big picture. Like, he is like looking at all of the stops, all of the external, internal, like he sees it all. So like, you really do want to set those goals with him, so that way they're realistic, they're achievable, and we're working at the same pace. Like, we're moving in alignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are doing it. It's not I'm doing it. It's not he's doing it. It's we are doing it. Faith without works is dead. And then also just staying in alignment and in his presence just brings peace in the process. So like, who don't want that? Duh. A good set of steps that I use to make sure my goals are led by God would be to one, pray for wisdom and discernment on what it is that I need to do. And then also make sure that my goals, when I set them, that they include some type of function of the Spirit. So like, whether it's stewarding what I have, or being a service to others, or focusing on a certain area of growth, like whatever it is, like it has to reflect godly nature in some way, or force me to perfect some type of fruit of the Spirit or something. Like, I'm just making sure the goals align with God in that way as well. So that way it's not like a situation where I'm just starting to set goals, quote unquote, with God. Y'all see I'm tired, quote unquote, with God, and like I get wrapped up in the ambition type thing. Like, I want to make sure it's always a focus on like, am I stewarding? Is this goal centered around stewardship? Is this goal centered around serving others as I serve the Lord? Is this goal focused around just growing in faith? Like, what is the goal for real? Like, yes, I want to hit this benchmark, but I'm hitting this benchmark because I'm exercising XYZ in faith. So yeah, that's it. And then lastly, you want to always revisit your goals, and like I said, make sure you're on the right path in alignment with God. You know, just like we're allowed to pivot, the Lord's allowed to pivot, and he could decide at any moment, like, okay, now it's time to do a new thing, and you gotta be ready for the switch up. So always check in with the Lord, make sure you're on the right path and doing the right things. So some good practical takeaways for overcoming overwhelm would be to spend 15 minutes a day praying about your goals for the year. Choose an area to focus on and like make a 7-day action plan for it, and then let go of the need for perfection and trust that God will provide for you. Y'all, I'm so sorry this video is not long like all the others. Like, I wish I could give you all the energy I got, but I'm tired. I'm really happy I got this video done though, and I'm going to get back on schedule. I got off schedule because I skipped a week, so like now I'm like behind, which I guess to you is on time, but to me it's behind because I like to be ahead. So I have to like recalibrate and get back ahead. But other than that, thank you for being here with me, and thank you for bearing with me today. I hope this video was good enough for y'all. I think it was good enough for me. We touched on a lot of this already though, so I feel like any of the previous videos, like, definitely go back and see more there. So yeah, if you have any tips to add or anything to add about how to overcome overwhelm or how you set goals with God's guidance, like, comment that information below. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with the people that you know need this. And next week we will be talking about how to align your vision with God's plan. So like, overcoming overwhelm, making sure your vision's aligned with God's plan. We're going over the step next week, boo. Thank you for being here again. Love y'all. Have a good night. Peace.